Hello. I want to make this attack mean something. Sphere trace by channel. Excuse me. I want to go to the player skeletal mesh. I want to go to Spino 3. I want to add a socket. This is just one way to do this. I could do this 10 ways. I could do this 2 or 3 ways. I want to call this damage reference socket. I want to F2 and copy that. I could probably do exactly what we're doing in 2 or 3 ways. Yeah. I want to get a socket location, and the socket is that reference socket. That'll be our start. The end will be our control rotation, forward vector, and you want that to go how far. Or click the pin, turn it into a float. Say 750. I want to add this so that it doesn't so that it stays. We might not have to add this. Trace channel visibility radius, we can make it 25. Actors to ignore, I want to be get player. We can type this, but we have to make a get player character. We have to make it an array. Draw debug type for duration. Ignore self. Let's test this when we press left mouse. Right, so it's going ahead of us. Yeah, let's add this. So this stays relative to the socket location. Oh, I said 0.75. It's 7,500. There we go. So let's point it up a bit. I want to go to the player character mannequin. See, it is kind of up a bit. Okay. So we're striking out in front of us. Let's see it touched there. Oops. So it's adding it. Yeah, we don't need to add it with this in this problem. And there's us striking in front of us. To see a little more how this applies, we can make this 750, I think is what I meant to do. And So there was when I put that 0.75 in here, that messed me all up. Um, yeah, it needs to stay relative to the start location. Um, okay, so I get my rotation. I get the forward vector from that. I multiply that by a length that I add to the location, and that's the end because it's sort of it'll sort of start the sphere trace, and then it sort of swings the end around. Um, in my opinion. So we have that, and you can go to out hit. The out hit actor. You can apply damage. I want the sword to do damage. So if we right click on the end of the sword spawn, and this is called new var now, new var, I want to call this sword underscore reference. It's of sword object type. This is a little bit longer part. So I'm going to go to sword and weapons, add a variable called damage, make it a float, set it to what damage you want, maybe 15 damage. Go to player character, drag from the sword reference, which we have because we spawned it and created a reference. I want to get damage. It's under default. Damage. We can get our damage. Event instigator. That doesn't matter too much right now. Okay, so we created from a socket on our character. So, I thought that was an interesting way to do this, and I know maybe you might like that, because as you can see, you strike in front of you. You do. You strike in front of you. It's just it's too long. Maybe 225, right? So let's fix up the design. Okay, what about that? Would that be fine with you? $25. There's a little bit of a bug with it. Having good results right now. At some point, it starts adding to itself. Yeah. location of the socket. Turn the radius down. I'm trying to root out this bug. I want to get the forward vector on the X and the Y. And then and X and Y and Z should be 0. Or maybe, let me see. Excuse me, just clicking around for a second. Just holding it down, trying to debug this. Okay. This one looks more solid. This looks more solid to me. Okay. I get the control rotation. I output all of them and multiply them. And pass the X and the Y added to the location. That's the end, yeah. Just took out the Z. I passed the Z in, though. I do pass the Z in. Let's see what happens if we do not pass the Z in. So that'll be the same. Okay. Alright, that was adding the damage. And we'll check that this damage does in fact damage another opponent when we use the event any damage node. on a test dummy. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.